Okay, last night we have big breaking news. Iconic name in the world of sports, crossing over into a motorsports.
Huge crossover.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the GOAT, global icon, decided he's going to invest and be a majority owner in the NASCAR Cup Series.
Man. That's big.
Yeah, as you know, it's been a lonely brother in NASCAR for 20 plus years, you know. One of the few black NASCAR fans there are, you know.
I'll take the lead on this.
Yeah, I'm very thrilled about this. You know, I think it's huge news. He's got a young driver named Bubba Wallace. He's been in the news for other reasons this year due to, you know, BLM and social stuff going on. But nonetheless, he's an up-and-coming young talent. You know, I've been a fan of this sport for many years, like I said. I think Michael Jordan coming in is huge, not only because he's Michael Jordan, everybody knows who he is. He's also has the possibility of bringing in other people in.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
He's going to bring in more sponsors, more money. Michael Jordan is worth $1.6 billion. So he's teaming up with Joe Gibbs Racing, which is, you know, famous Joe Gibbs, coach of the Redskins. He's going to get top of the line equipment, engineering support, pit crew. Toyota is going to be the manufacturer, so they're going to get a lot of manufacturer money from Toyota. So they're going to, and Bubba Wallace himself is bringing in $25 million of personal sponsorships to run these cars. So I expect this team. I think they're going to win races next season. To be quite honest with you, they're going to win races and compete for the playoffs. Like, I don't think they're going to be a championship contender, no way, no how. But
too early.
You know, he's still a young driver. It's a first-year team. It's going to take time to build their chemistry up. But I really believe they're going to have the equipment to compete for race wins week in and week out. And that's all you could ask for, because right now he's driving a famous 43 car, Richard Petty car, which is not good. It's a 25th place car every week. But he's managing to run between 15th and 20th. So he's doing more than what he's given. Yeah. And Bubba Wallace has brought in a lot of minority fans. Like, I've seen it myself. You know, I see more fans of color at the racetrack before the pandemic shut down. You see it on social media. There's like ex-NFL players who want to get involved. I just think it's a great move, and I'm going to read a Michael Jordan quote.
It sounds like it, man, because like you said, go ahead and get your quote. But I guess the person that doesn't know nothing about NASCAR, like doesn't really watch NASCAR, doesn't got my eyes on NASCAR.
Right,
you know what I mean?
And even,
that could bring a lot of people
and even before the team who he's going to co-own, the team with Denny Hamlin, the driver. He's a great driver. He has a chance to win the championship this year. He's been a Jordan brand athlete for years. So him and Michael Jordan been friends. He has season tickets at the Hornets for him. They golf together, and you know, Michael Jordan has all been interested in owning a NASCAR team for a while, but he wanted to wait for the right moment. And this year Bubba's available. Denny Hamlin said, "Hey, we should get this driver," and then Michael.
And that's a way of him getting into those social things.
Like
he's never done before.
Exactly, he's done a lot. Michael Jordan. We always dog him for not speaking out.
Last year, but he's changed. He lost his mind.
I know, right?
In a good way, though.
Right, in a good way. So I'm gonna read what Michael said. That's what he said last night, and I quote: "Growing up in North Carolina, my parents would take my brothers, my sisters, and me to NASCAR races. Been a NASCAR fan my whole life. See, on the side of Michael Jordan, a lot of people didn't know." Said, "The opportunity to own my own racing team in partnership with my friend Denny Hamlin and to have Bubba Wallace driving for us is very exciting for me. Historically, NASCAR has struggled with diversity, and there have been few black owners. The time has seemed perfect as NASCAR is evolving, embracing social change more and more. In addition, the recent commitment and donations I've made to combat systematic racism, I see this as a chance to educate a new audience and open more opportunities for black people in racing." If you told me Michael Jordan said this 5 years ago, I would laugh at you. I'd be like, something happened to this brother to be, you know.
I like it though.
Yeah.
It's a change for the good though.
Yeah, because Michael Jordan has so much influence. Like, let's just think about this. Next year, right? Bubba Wallace is probably going to have Jordan brand with him as well.
Some kind of Jordan logo on the car.
Nike, possibly Phil Knight might get involved. Other investors, like the golfer Bubba Watson, saw this. He's like, "Hey, I want to jump in." And
this could be huge.
This is what I'm saying. Like, NASCAR, you know, NASCAR has deserved a bad rap for years in the past. I 100% agree with that. Confederate flags, like whatever people feel about that flag, it is polarizing the African American people. So, not only that, you know, people were uncomfortable at races. You know, there's a lot of quote unquote rednecks. You know,
I've never been.
But every time I've been to a race, I've been to 20 races at least in my life.
Yeah.
Everybody's friendly, nice. Of course, we have rednecks there, but they never bother me. Made me feel welcome. Family-friendly environment. That's what racing is. Like, you don't. It's not like if you go to an NFL game, you're gonna see like some people brawling in the stand. Like, this is a safe environment to take kids.
But see, what that is, like, again, with me not going, you hear the stereotypes.
Yeah,
always this, that. I don't even want to go.
Of course.
But now this is a way of me wanting to go. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what the difference is. What's the stereotype? What's the reality?
Right. And you know, we also got to think about this too. People don't know. You know, Brad Doherty, the ex.
Yeah.
He's been a NASCAR owner for years.
Yeah.
NASCAR has more black owners than the NBA. Think about that for a minute. For the NBA, when they're on their woke tip right now, where are the black owners except Michael Jordan?
That's true.
Where are they?
That's true.
You know, so NASCAR on the elite ownership side has had more black owners than the NBA, and NASCAR was the first sport this year to say something about Black Lives Matter. They were ahead of the NBA. Remember, they had a moment of silence at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Stopped the cars, said, you know, we got a lot of reflecting to do in our country, etc., etc. They stood behind Bubba Wallace. They had a Black Lives Matter car. They banned a Confederate flag. They had a Black Lives Matter car.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace said, we need to get rid of that flag. 2 days later, NASCAR said, made an announcement. So, NASCAR, and I have sources within NASCAR. Like, I'm not going to reveal my sources, but I talk to people in the sport. So, I email back and forth with someone prominent in the sport, and they are really committed to change. Like, I really believe NASCAR really wants to open the sport up to everybody. They are literally anybody. They want people of color to come to the racetrack. Like, I've seen it from their executive side, their social media, their outreach. They really, really want people to come and enjoy the sport. And one of the reasons I really believe NASCAR has lacked diversity is economics more than we don't want you because you're black. Let's just think about this. Racing costs hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars. In most cases, people with racing families or in racing, they usually come from white background.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to have African Americans in the sport where if kids may love racing, it's hard if you don't get sponsorship. You know what I mean? There are black drivers who tried to make it in NASCAR. It's just very difficult financially. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of drivers. It's a different motorsport, but Lewis Hamilton, who's probably arguably one of the greatest Formula One drivers of all time, if he didn't get sponsored by Ron Dennis, who was the leader of McLaren at the time, he would have never made it to where he is, because he saw him racing at a go-kart track when he was like 5-6 years old, saw how talented he was. He's like, I'm gonna back your career until you're old enough to get.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, his dad worked 3 jobs just to sponsor his go-kart.
Yeah.
That's what. Racing is just an expensive sport.
Yeah.
It's not like soccer or basketball or baseball. You just pick up a bat or a ball. You need money. No matter how talented you are, you need money backing you.
Yeah.
And I really believe that's much more centered around economics than race today. You could argue about that 50, 60 years ago. Like, Wendell Scott was a black driver. He's in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Like, he just experienced discrimination left and right. But he was driving during the Jim Crow South during that time. Yeah. So NASCAR is a much different sanctioning body today. I think Michael Jordan is going to make a big difference in terms of this. I think it's a game changer because Michael Jordan is committed. He wants to win. He has that competitive fire.
Yeah, he does.
And I believe this race team will win at least one race next season, and they'll make the playoffs.
That sounds good.
And going forward, I believe Bubba Wallace could be a contender because he does have talent. He's never got the opportunity to drive great equipment in the NASCAR Cup Series. Now he does. So I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to next season and beyond. And one more last point about all of this. NASCAR is going to the next generation car in 2022. So that template is going to make it much more affordable for people to come into NASCAR and own race teams. Because what you have now, you know, everybody has their own independent chassis and bodybuilders. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars just for research and development. Race cars alone by themselves cost over $250,000. Cost for one race car is over $20 million a year to fund. But this next generation car, they're going to have an independent chassis builder who's going to ship all of them to the teams. It's going to be just a more cost-effective business model.
Yeah.
That's what scares people away. It's not. You got to be. It's a rich man's game. Bottom line, to be an owner in NASCAR.
Get competitive balance.
It's got to give more balance because you have some teams way up here and you have some teams way down here. I think it's going to bridge the gap. I think the great teams are still going to be great, but it's going to bring the competition a little bit closer when you have one chassis builder. Try to even the playing field out a little bit. So 2022 is the year to watch out for that. Next year, I'm fired up. I'm already ready for the 2021 Daytona 500, and we still have 7 races to go in this season. So stay tuned. More NASCAR talk.
I'm looking forward to it.